Hello, welcome back. So I've decided to start tackling my mending pile, which has been growing and growing and growing and growing, and some things just can't be ignored anymore. So yeah, let's have a little look. I've got some techniques, some of it's trial and error, some of it things that I know works, but let's dive in. Okay, so I'm gonna do some mending on these trousers. They've got a little hole in the crotch, so any of the girlies out there that have big thighs, you'll know that you rub through basically every single pair of trousers you own in between your legs. Patched them before. You see like the orange, but there was a bit I missed, so now I've got some more holes coming through. Not as big, but what's the phrase? A stitch in time saves nine. So I'm just gonna patch them. Basically every single pair of trousers I own, I've patched the inner thighs. These ones, I've patched the inner thighs. So traditionally you're supposed to use a fabric similar. I tend to use one that's a bit heavier just so it can withstand the rubbing of my thighs. Did I mention that it's called sashiko? Japanese mending technique. So you want needle and thread, a patch slightly bigger than the hole you've got, some scissors just to cut the thread with. So I've just popped the patch inside and pinned it in place. So this is what it looks like at the moment on the inside. So I'm just doing a little back stitch along this side just because it's got the most sturdy fabric. I've done a back stitch twice along this line and once along this line, and I'm going to flip it back the other way. Okay, so you can sort of see where I've done it before, that you just go up and down in these lines to connect the two bits of fabric, and when you do go up on the line, you do your stitch sort of like in between the two stitches from the row before. Can you see? So these two are 2 rows apart and they're kind of level, and these two are 2 rows apart and kind of level. So I'm just going to, where's my thing? There. I'm just going to start off by stab stitching going up. So I'm just using regular stitch now, I'm not doing back stitch. Stab stitching going up, and then I'll go back down. See, I'm just stabbing it in and out. This one's actually quite hard because I've already done it here, so I'm sort of doing it again, but we're getting there. Smaller patches are quite quick, which is nice. Bigger ones you might want to get a good movie on. Ta-da! And that's done. I mean, it's not the prettiest. You can see before the ones that I've done in the past. I think it can actually look quite beautiful. But obviously because I am sort of patching on top of a patch here. But at the end of the day, it's in between my legs, so no one's ever going to see it. No one's ever going to see my hard work, but it's worth it. Just thought I'd show you that I was not joking when I said that every single pair of trousers that I own have been patched using this method, and I just discovered that although I've patched these on one side, a brand new hole has appeared. On the other side, my thighs are just monstrosities. Just realised I'm just pants are hanging on the radiator there. Lovely background for you. A lovely coat that I got from a charity shop for £25 is dying. And although you can't see it whilst it's on, I don't know, it affects the vibe for me. So I'm going to sew it up so it feels like a new coat. It's a pretty simple mend. I've just put it through from the inside, coming out on this side, and then I'm just going to ladder stitch going into the seam here, and then going into the little dotted line where the stitches were before. Yeah, I I always use really long thread because I just CBA with cutting a new piece and rethreading a needle every now and then, so I look a bit silly doing these massive stitches, but at the end of the day I find it easier. And the purpose of this isn't for me to be like, oh look at me, I'm an amazing sewer, because I'm clearly not. My sister's amazing, but I just never had the head for it. I guess it's just to show that, like, anyone, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, anyone can mend their clothes, do a few little alterations, you know, do a ladder stitch, do a back stitch, learn to put some darts in some trousers or a skirt. And there's just something so beautiful about having a wardrobe that no one else owns, because you've altered it, everything, or changed everything, or whatever. It just feels so much more you, because you've styled it to your tastes, what you like on your body, or whatever. You don't need to throw away your favourite coat because it's broken. Do you know what I mean? You can continue wearing it. Or you can get old clothes that you used to love and update them for what you like now. Because there'll always be a reason why you liked an old piece of clothing. Ta-da! It's done. You can sort of see some of my little black stitches in there, but at the end of the day, no one's ever going to be looking for it. And I'm happy my coat is basically as good as new. Next up, I have this little sparkly top that my best friend gave me. The only issue is, I love it, but the only issue is we have very different body types. So there's not enough support for the girls. So I'm just going to add some more ribbon. I have these in my craft box. Fortunately, I don't have an orange, but I do have like a yellow, a light pink and a dark pink, darkish pink. So I'm going to play around with the colours and just add some ribbon so it fits my body better. I want them to be sort of very subtle changes, because even though she said she didn't want it anymore, she might want to borrow it for a festival one day. You never know, so I don't want to like destroy it. So I'm just having a look at the different ribbons next to the fabric. I think this one's out because, I don't know, although it's cute, I feel like it's just not the one. Very pale sort of pink, which I'm not sure. I think yellow is definitely out. It clashes too much. It could be a vibe if you're going for a certain look, but it's not my scene. So that leaves us with this one. Although now I'm thinking maybe this one. I'll ask Andros. Okay, so we went for the lighter pink. So now I'm gonna like put it on and have a play. This is what we're doing with at the moment. So two things I want to do is I want to give myself a little bit more support, so when I'm dancing I don't knock myself out. And secondly, I just want to maybe put some sort of ribbon here around the back, just to make it a bit more fitted around my waist. So yeah, and then that's the back at the moment, which is quite cute. Here it is pinned. I'm already feeling better in it. Feels a little bit less exposed. I can dance in it a bit more. That's what it looks like from the back now. I don't know if I should replace the orange thread that's already there with the pink, but that will be a decision for later. So I'm just going to stitch these in, so I've just pinned it for now. So yeah. I think the thread that I'm using is the exact same thread that the original person made this top with, so I'm very happy. Kind of feel like a sexy pumpkin. So I've got this, which I got ages ago, and just bought it for me, and the button has just come off. I'm just going to glue gun that down, so that should be quite quick. And then I've got this bag, which has loads of holes in it. You can see this bag has gone through many iterations of mending because it always gets holes in it, and then these two bits broke, so I just replaced them with key rings. But I need to sort out that issue, and there's some smaller ones, and it's coming a bit. Yeah, my glue gun is like oozing glue, so hopefully this means it's ready. I'm just going to glue a dot there and catch this bit of string, and then just press that down. Yeah, hopefully that's done, so I can turn the glue gun off now. I found my silver thread, and it's starting to run out, but hopefully it'll be enough for this mend, but it might mean that next time I might have to use white thread, or God forbid I might have to buy some thread. When you're sewing up chainmail, if you ever need to do it, something like this, when you do the first knot, rather than tying a knot in the thread, you put your first thread through the metal, and then you knot the thread to the metal, and then after that it's basically the same as normal. So this is all mended, good as new. Well, almost, but no one will know. But the hot glue didn't work on this, so I'm gonna have to think of another way to get this on. I ended up just sewing it on, so I just wrapped thread around the middle, and then just like tied it on. It's not like the neatest looking thing in the world, but hopefully it'll hold up for a bit. So yeah, I thought I'd just I thought I'd just film my little outro, just wearing all of the bits I've mended. Got my bag here as well. Just yeah, it's nice because now they're all bits that either just didn't fit me right, or I would have just not felt great in whilst wearing, because I know they were sort of falling apart, and now I feel great. I'll just show you. Yeah, I definitely felt like I need to go on a night out, or like some sort of drink with the girls in this outfit. I think drink with the girls, because then I can wear a fur coat. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too long, and yeah, let me know if you want similar things to these, because yeah, I still have a massive pile of mending, and those green trousers have just been added to it. So see you next time, hopefully. Bye.